welcome in 929. Spotlight on the North Alton Godfrey Business Council, and one of the most familiar faces at the lunch meetings is Ron Young, Nashville Productions. Good morning, happy Tuesday to you, sir.
Good morning. How you doing today?
Oh, hanging in there. Well, I gotta just get the backstory to Nashville Productions because I've always seen you inside the Business Council and always say hi, but never really got to know a little bit more about it. And right off the bat, if you could fill me in on how Nashville Productions came to be.
Well, Nashville Productions came to be when I started working with Mickey Gilley from the Urban Cowboy era.
Wow.
His Al Emery International from Nashville, Tennessee on Music City Road. I went down to talk to him, and he was very busy, and he gave me the west sector of the United States, so I'd been doing concerts all over the country. And then from that point on, I got to be close friends with Mickey Gilley. Of course, he passed away here a couple of years ago. And now I'm working with Johnny Lee and Little River Band and Molly Hatchet and a bunch of other ones, and it's been a good ride for me, 36 years, but that's where it originated from.
Now, how did you get involved? Was there ever a conversation that you had with anybody that led to it, or was it happenstance?
Well, at one point in time in my life, I was president of the Alton Volunteer Mercy Corps Water Rescue, and we started doing fundraisers, country music shows out at Lewis and Clark College. So anyway, I got going down to Nashville and talking to different people, and then I went out to Pasadena, Texas, to the Gilleys out there, and I got familiar with Gilley and everything. And he led me in the right direction, so that's where it went after that. And we started having shows with bands in Branson, Missouri, and Ozark Country Jubilee, and just it went on from there.
Well, and now when you were in the thick of it, how important was it to really stay up with trends as you're booking shows? Because you're going through the age of technology, and that's when everything really started to evolve and get really pronounced on digital sides, or started to get there. Was it hard to keep up with it, or were you guys just going so fast that you knew what to do?
We just I had a lot of mentors, led me down the street, and fortunately, it wasn't a problem at all. We just followed right in line, right on down the road.
Wow, that's pretty cool, man. Yeah. And now, when you're looking to book, when does your work year start if it's really in a calendar? Because I know that you're probably looking a year out sometimes, or even 2 years.
You're exactly right. You book a year out because they start booking bands early in the spring for summer. And sometimes before then, a year prior, So most of these bands are pretty much in demand anymore. Mm-hmm. But with ticket pricing on concerts anymore, it's getting a little bit out of hand because the world's actually gone to hell in a handbag, and that.
Yeah, big time. Big time. And what I just think is so cool, Ron, is the fact that, to hear that, this is somebody I'd expect to meet you, at somewhere in, Nashville or somewhere in Vegas somewhere going, man, I met the coolest guy. But to be here in the RiverBend, take me through why the roots were laid here and kept here.
Well, this is where I live. I live in Godfrey. Mm-hmm. And it originated in Godfrey, and it's still in Godfrey, and probably always will be. But I work with a lot of people over the country. I have a satellite office in Wisconsin, Worth Entertainment Productions, and me and Tom work together quite often in different concerts, and you just got a lot of backup things. You got to go from point A to point B, and that's where I'm at,
Yeah, and what I always found fascinating is some of the things that we never hear about when it comes to routing a tour, and just some of the things that come up. Were there ever any acts that were always kind of that you worked with that were always kind of tricky to route because they wanted to go to certain places, or maybe they just wanted to stay out of a certain sector? Were there any groups like that?
2 years ago, I was out talking to Scott Roper.
Oh, yeah.
Out to Regal Bagel, and I was talking to him. I asked him how he would like to have Molly Hatchet for the 4th of July. So right then and there, we booked it. I called Bobby Ingram, which is the leader of Molly Hatchet, and I talked to him because he had a routing date. He had point A to point B, and he had nowhere to go in between. I said, well, just come here. So we got that going on right there. So I did the process, and I booked him and everything, and had a good turnout, and everybody had fun,
That's awesome. Well, and as you are going through this, you're always at the council meetings. How important is it to be involved in the North Alton Godfrey Business Council, and just to get some insights from you in that regard?
Well, Zeke J. Bush is the one who got me involved in this, him and Bob Abbott from Abbott Machine. Mm-hmm. And ever since then, I've been there going pretty faithfully. And you learn a lot. You meet a lot of people. You got a lot of outreach going on there from all different directions. So with that being there, you take advantage of it and move on down the road.
Absolutely. And now this year, what has Nashville Productions been working on and been booking?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. July 13th, I got a show at Sportsman Club in Godfrey. Mm-hmm. It's a barbecue cook-off. It's on a Saturday, and they will sell tickets at the door. Posters say you got to scan this, get it online, but I talked to the president. And they will sell tickets at the door. And I got a group called Harvest Drive Band, ran by Jeff McGee, and they will be there. I'm sponsoring the show for the club because I'm a member out there. And it's going to be a good turnout, and, invite everybody to come out, The band starts at 7.
Cool. And is that when doors open? Do they open about 5 or 6?
They open at 5, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Man, that's cool. What barbecue's going to be out there? You can't entice me with that type of stuff, man. I'll be there all day.
A lot of different vendors and everything coming out there.
Man, that's awesome. We'll have to get more promotion on that, too, and get something out on our site.
July 13th.
July 13th at the Sportsman's Club, and doors open around 5 o'clock, and the band starts at 7.
Harvest Drive Band.
Man, that's cool. And whenever you're booking shows, how important is it to look at the location and just where they're at, where you're at in the country? Does that ever come into play?
Well, that's a big factor. You got writers to work with, motel expenses, then you got backline equipment and lighting and stage production, and you got all that to look at and the cost and everything. And amphitheater down here at Alton, I think it holds 5,000 people, and it matters the price of the band if you recover your expenses and make money for the organizations or whatever, Like I did a show for Little River Band for $40,000.
Wow.
So you have to cover your expenses. And it was a good show, and we had a good packed house, And it's a good thing to do for the public, But, a lot of these here organizations go from here and go out beyond, and I'm sitting right here in Alton, and I work with what's that place called? Anyway, they're right here in North Alton.
Yeah.
It's a lighting and Chris Shivers. And we work together. You got the lighting and sound and everything, productions, and we work pretty well together. And it's right there on Mather Street in North Alton. It's got the production company for sound and lighting and backline equipment. And Master Tech Sound and Lighting.
Yep. Okay. Now I know.
Chris,
okay.
Yeah. Damn, I couldn't think what I was talking about. But anyway, we worked together for quite a while. Quite a bit on Little River Band and Molly Hatchet over here at Max. Molly Hatchet a couple times,
And you know what I think's cool is just what you just said, because it's something I'm fighting with my generation right now, because I'm considered the old guy because I just, talk down to the Gen Zers or whatever you call them now. But it shows that you don't have to move to LA or New York to be successful. You can be successful right here in the confines of the Riverbend region, and you can grow that way too, right?
I do not understand why these companies want to go to St. Louis or somewhere like that and have these things booked and pay $15,000 commission when I could do the very exact same thing at the same time for $5,000, and the rest of it can go in their bank account.
Exactly.
And I don't know why. I've talked to the city of Alton numerous times about that, and it just doesn't go anywhere.
Right. Well, and Ron, it's a really good point. And now I heard you talking Mickey Gilly and throwing out some names. Is there anyone that you really connected with that you never thought you would when it comes to a musical icon such as that?
Oh yeah, hell, I've talked to different ones like Wayne on the Little River Band. He's Wayne Newsom, and I've talked to him several times, even on the phone. And Bobby Ingram, which is a good friend of mine, he's a leader of Molly Hatchet, just different ones.
I always find it fat because I never knew. I always see somebody on TV go, I don't think I could even stand him. But then 2 minutes later, I'd be best friends with the guy at a bar,
Yep, it's been 36 years of it I've been doing.
And, has really anything changed? I mean, has the industry changed to the point in those 36 years where the A and B of it's different, or is the A and B, the cut and dry, always going to be there? It's just finding out how
Everything changes.
Really? Okay.
Everything changes every year. Gas prices go up. Diesel costs run them buses up and down the highway. It's just an ongoing thing. Everything's got to change to it.
Well, and I just think it's incredible to hear some of this, man, because I would have never have thought, after all the times talking to you, just saying hi, just hearing some of the stuff you've done is truly incredible. And Ron, going forward, July 13th, the show here at the Sportsman's Club.
Yep.
But do you have any other plans for anything this year in the Riverbend?
No, since my daughter passed away, the 7th of April, I've been kind of slacking up a little bit, but I'm going to give it a good run the first of the year, I think,
And I'm my condolences
Yeah,
again.
I appreciate it.
And Ron, is there any message you could give to any younger business owner thinking about joining the council and why they should be a part of it?
Well, you got a lot of opportunity, a lot of nice folks there in the business sector, and there's good outreach there, a lot of communication, and you got good leadership, and then you got access to this facility right here that you could broadcast out more.
Thank you.
And which is a great thing for the community. And it's just a good thing to be at, I suggest all the younger generation get involved in it, And I suggest also people from the city of Alton that want to book bands, contact me. I am very easy to work with, and I work with a lot of kids, promoting that stuff. But it's out there. All you got to do is just give me a call.
And I got to ask you this before you go. Two fun questions.
What's that?
Or maybe one fun question too. What was the best show you've ever put on, and if you could, the biggest dud that you've had, if possible, if you have one that just everything went haywire on?
Now, that would be Aaron Tippin. That would be Aaron Tippin. Lewis and Clark College, the sound company, the sound and lighting company I was used at the time from Sikeston, Missouri, left at 7 o'clock in the morning, and they didn't get there until 10 hours later, and it don't take that long to go from Sikeston up here to Godfrey, Lewis and Clark. He was about an hour and 10 minutes late setting up the sound and everything.
Oh, God.
So with that contract in my hand, I called the company down there. I said, I'm just ducking you $500 because of this late fee. It caused me a lot of problems up here. So he said, well, they just got here? I said, yeah. He said, they left 7 o'clock this morning. So somebody's head was rolling after that, I'm sure.
Oh, man.
If you got a band, you got a show going on, you're supposed to start at 8 o'clock at night, somebody better be up there humming.
No kidding.
Yeah, that's the way I've always been.
Oh, I like it, man. And Ron, really good talking to you. I hope
too.
you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you at the council meeting.
I'll be there.
Our coverage of the North Alton Godfrey Business Council continues right after this quick break right here. Get over here on RiverBender.com.